Well, talk about a big blue state exodus. Among the nation's largest states, California and New York seeing their populations decline, while red states like Texas and Florida welcomed a surge in the last year.
I wonder why. New York leading the decline as more than 300,000 residents, including our next guest, fled the state.
Yep, Fox News contributor Lara Trump, who moved her family to Florida and is now happier now than ever, and we are envious. Lara, does these numbers surprise you?
No, not at all. Actually, Brian, this is, what we've seen overall over the past couple of years. People don't want to live, shocker, in a place with high taxes, with high crime. I mean, you guys over the course of this morning have talked about how bad the crime has gotten in so many of our great American cities. And what do these cities all have in common? They are all run by Democrats. It is their policies that are forcing people to flee to red states, as you guys just pointed out. I mean, the number of people that have come to Florida, where I now live with my family, that have moved to Texas, to Arizona, they are escaping really, it feels like totalitarian states like New York, like California. And you look at states like Florida, where with the pandemic, you have the lowest per capita hospitalization and death rates in the country in a state like Florida, yet the freedoms in Florida have remained intact. The small businesses have been able to thrive and stay open and survive this pandemic, and it's much different than what you'll see in places like New York, where a lot is boarded up, where people cannot go down the street without fear of getting mugged or worse. So I am not surprised. It is one of the reasons that I moved out of that state. The nice taxes in Florida don't hurt anybody, and the weather sure is nicer down there.
Absolutely. And you know what, Laura? I'm familiar with that neck of the woods where you and Eric now have a house. And you can get a really good New York-style bagel there in that region. You don't have to be in New York to do it. And, the other exodus of people moving to Florida, New York cops. I can't tell you how many New York cops I know. They retired in New York and they've relocated and they're working the beat down in Florida.
Yeah, and Governor DeSantis has been very welcoming. You've heard him talk time and time again about how, the police officers are welcome in the state of Florida, and they are championed in Florida. And isn't it interesting that these are states that people, again, are wanting to move to? Whenever you say thank you to law enforcement instead of vilifying them and defunding and demoralizing them, an amazing thing happens. You have a great place to live that is free of crime, where people are generally happier. And so, yes, Florida has been one of those places where I think we have had a lot of police officers coming down, and we welcome them. It is a very positive thing. A lot of people who about a year or so ago were saying defund the police. Funny, now they are the ones saying, well, we need to hire more police officers. It's a little too late for them, but maybe they're all coming down to Florida, and that's okay with us.
Yeah, the other thing, just to add to that, Texas is picking up a lot of people, too. 1.1% of the population, while New York leads it all. Illinois, also just under 1% of the population, has picked up and left. And who can blame them, especially if you live around Chicago. We'll see who else leaves Chicago. Thanks, Lara Trump.
Thanks, Lara.